Lately, a profound realization has settled within me, a truth that has resonated with an almost seismic force. The very fabric of existence, as I have known it, has undergone a breathtaking, sometimes terrifying, transformation. Life, in its current iteration, feels less like a steady river and more like a vast, tempestuous ocean, its surface churning with fast, unpredictable waves that crash upon the shores of my understanding. I have found myself grappling, often desperately, with a pervasive and unsettling sense that the reins of control have slipped from my grasp. It is as though I am no longer the captain of my own vessel, but rather a solitary figure caught in a relentless current, one that pulls me relentlessly in every conceivable direction. No matter how fiercely I strive to plant my feet, to find a stable purchase on the shifting sands beneath me, the ground invariably gives way, leaving me adrift once more. Yet, amidst this disorienting whirlwind of uncertainty, a quiet, insistent truth has begun to emerge from the depths of my being. It is a realization, gentle yet unyielding, that the time for aimless drifting has unequivocally passed. The moment has arrived for me to seize the helm, to take full, unwavering responsibility for the course of my own life, to chart a deliberate path forward. For too long, the cacophony of chaos has been deafening, a relentless clamor that threatened to drown out all inner wisdom. But within that very din, in the most unexpected of moments, I have discovered pockets of profound stillness, fleeting glimpses of insight that have illuminated my path with a clarity I have not known in what feels like an eternity. In those rare, precious moments of profound stillness, when the world outside recedes and the internal landscape becomes quiet, I find my thoughts inevitably turning to the deeper, intricate threads that weave through the tapestry of our shared humanity. I reflect upon the unseen bonds, ethereal yet undeniably strong, that tether us one to another, spanning vast distances and transcending the relentless march of time. I have come to marvel, with an awe that borders on reverence, at the astonishing resilience of these connections. How unshaken they remain, how steadfastly they endure, even when the very foundations of everything else seem to crumble and fall apart. And in the very heart of that deep, contemplative reflection, there is one connection, above all others, to which my spirit continually returns, drawn by an irresistible force, ours. It has become impossible to ignore, a truth that burns too brightly to be denied any longer. The era of passive observation in my own unfolding story has, at last, reached its definitive end. I can no longer sit idly by, a mere spectator, as the intricate complexities of life's grand narrative unfold without my full, heartfelt participation. Something profound has shifted within the core of my being, a deep, undeniable urgency now compels me to confront what I have so assiduously avoided, to articulate what I have left unsaid, and to offer you something that is long, long overdue, a heartfelt, unreserved apology. I know, with an unshakable certainty that resonates in the deepest chambers of my soul, that I have caused you pain. Perhaps it was through my prolonged absence, a void where my presence should have been. Perhaps it was through my silence, a failure to speak when words were most needed. Or perhaps, most simply and painfully, it was by not showing up when it mattered most, when my support, my understanding, or simply my presence, was crucial. This is a truth I can no longer push aside, no longer minimize, no longer rationalize away. You, above all, deserve more than empty words, more than belated realizations that arrive only after much suffering. You deserve a genuine, unequivocal acknowledgement of the hurt I have caused, and, more importantly, a steadfast commitment to make things right, to mend what has been broken, and to rebuild what has been lost. For far too long, I existed as a passive observer of my own existence, a shadow flitting across the stage of my life. I allowed precious time to slip through my fingers like grains of sand, while I stood still, paralyzed by an insidious fear. I was afraid to act, afraid to feel too deeply, afraid to truly engage with the raw, vibrant tapestry of life. But I have come, through much anguish and introspection, to see with blinding clarity that fear is no excuse. It is a prison of our own making, and the cost of residing within its walls has been far, far too high. The weight of that truth, a heavy, undeniable burden, now rests upon my shoulders, a constant reminder of the precious moments squandered and the potential connections left unfulfilled. Standing here, now, on the precipice of profound change, I feel the immense gravity of what is truly at stake. There is a sense of finality in this moment, a clarity that feels almost divine in its intensity. It is as if a dense, suffocating fog, which had long obscured the landscape of my mind, has miraculously lifted. And for the first time in what feels like an eternity, I can see, with startling precision, exactly where I am meant to be. The doubt that once paralyzed me, that held me captive in its icy grip, has vanished, replaced by a quiet, profound certainty. It is a knowing, deep and unwavering, that what we shared was unequivocally real, and that it still matters, more than anything else in this world. Our love, despite the storms it has weathered, despite the neglect it may have suffered, remains the most vivid, the most honest, and the most authentic part of my life. It has endured the tempest, a steadfast beacon even when I, in my blindness, attempted to ignore its light. And now, with that undeniable truth firmly in hand, I have at last found the courage, a courage born of deep conviction, to approach you. I come with open eyes, seeing you truly for the first time in years, and with an open heart, vulnerable and ready to embrace whatever may come. You, in truth, have never truly left me. Not really. The memories of you, vivid and vibrant, the profound feelings you stirred within the very core of my being, the myriad ways in which you made my life feel infinitely fuller, richer, and more meaningful, they linger. They are persistent, alive, and utterly indomitable, even as the relentless current of days rushes past. I tried, with a desperation born of fear, to push those memories away, to bury them beneath layers of trivial distractions and flimsy excuses. But they refused to fade, defying every attempt at suppression. And now, I understand why. Denying your profound significance in my life was a desperate, misguided attempt to shield myself from the agonizing pain of what I was losing, of what I had already lost. But in doing so, I made a mistake. A grave one. Perhaps, in the grand tapestry of my life, it was the greatest mistake I have ever made. These past weeks, these recent days, have been unlike anything I have ever known or experienced. It has felt precisely like waking from a deep, restless sleep, a prolonged nightmare filled with a suffocating confusion, a gnawing fear, and an unbearable pain. There were moments, chilling in their intensity, when I didn't even recognize the person staring back at me from the mirror. Looking back now, it is like staring through the eyes of a stranger, someone who had tragically lost their way, someone who had forgotten the very essence of who they truly were. I was trapped, ensnared in a version of life that felt utterly hollow and profoundly foreign, a desolate landscape disconnected from the very wellsprings of love, from any sense of purpose, and most painfully, from you. In that vast, echoing emptiness, I felt nothing but a crushing anguish and an overwhelming solitude. And I cannot help but ask myself, with a sense of bewildered despair, how did I ever convince myself that such a desolate, barren place was where I belonged? But I am done questioning. I have arrived at a clear, unequivocal, and definitive conclusion. I cannot, and I will not, remain stuck in that desolate state any longer. The time has come for me to break free, to shake off the suffocating weight of past mistakes, and to return to the one place I know, with every fiber of my being, I am meant to be, with you. That is where my heart, my truest compass, leads me. That is where I have always belonged, even when my eyes were too clouded, my spirit too blind, to truly see it. My resolve is unshakable now, forged in the crucible of regret and illuminated by the light of truth. My vision is clear, unburdened by doubt. And with every part of me, with every beat of my awakened heart, I am preparing for a reunion, holding on to the fragile yet potent hope that the door, though perhaps ajar, hasn't fully, irrevocably closed. You are the one I want, above all else, above every fleeting desire or earthly ambition. I trust implicitly in the guiding light that resides within me, the sacred flame that has never, not once, stopped pulling me inexorably toward you. I know, with sober certainty, that the path ahead will not be easy. I know there may still be pain to confront, deep wounds to heal, and difficult conversations to navigate. But I am ready. I am here. And I am walking forward, with a heart overflowing with love, a spirit committed to honesty, and an unwavering willingness to do whatever it takes to rebuild what we lost, to restore the sacred bond that was once ours. To my beloved, and to those cherished souls who have stood by me, unwavering, through this arduous journey, I offer my deepest, most profound gratitude. Your unwavering support has been a beacon, a guiding light in my darkest, most disorienting hours. Stay tuned, for there is, indeed, more to come. There is someone in your life, a soul entwined with yours in ways you may not yet fully comprehend, who longs for you with a depth that words can scarcely begin to convey. Yet, despite the intensity of this yearning, they remain silent, a prisoner of their own profound fear. They are paralyzed by the terrifying prospect that you, the object of their deepest affection, might reject them, might turn away from the truth of their heart. The angels, those celestial messengers who whisper truths from the divine realm, speak of this hidden yearning, a love that has blossomed in secrecy and silence, nurtured in the quiet chambers of their soul. This person has carried the weight of their feelings, silently and patiently, for a considerable span of time. You, and only you, occupy their thoughts endlessly, a constant, luminous presence in their mind throughout the waking hours of the day and a cherished inhabitant of their dreams at night. Every single moment spent in your presence, no matter how fleeting or seemingly insignificant, draws them in further, deepening the magnetic pull you exert upon their spirit. The closeness they currently share with you, precious though it may be, never feels like enough. They crave something infinitely deeper, something more complete, a communion of souls that transcends the superficial. Your absence, even for a short while, creates a hollow, aching void within them, an emptiness that no other person, no other experience, can possibly fill. Being near you offers them a profound sense of wholeness, a feeling they never even knew was missing until your light entered their life. And conversely, being apart from you only intensifies their already potent desire to be closer still, to bridge the distance that separates your worlds. Their love for you is not a fleeting infatuation or a passing fancy, it is genuine, unwavering, and constantly, organically growing, nourished by every interaction. Every single exchange with you, no matter how small, how casual, how brief, serves only to affirm their unwavering belief that you are someone truly remarkable, a soul of extraordinary light and beauty. They never, in their wildest imaginings, believed it was possible to feel this way about anyone, but your very presence has irrevocably changed them, transforming their understanding of love and connection. Yet, as much as their affection deepens, so too does their fear. It is a quiet, insidious force that gnaws at them, slowly, relentlessly eroding their courage, chipping away at the very foundations of their bravery. It is crucial to understand that they are not afraid of their love for you, on the contrary, they cherish it, guarding it as their most precious treasure. But they are haunted, truly haunted, by the suffocating uncertainty it brings. Their heart, once perhaps brave and unyielding in other battles, now trembles under the immense weight of what-ifs. What if you don't feel the same way? What if revealing their deepest feelings changes everything, irrevocably altering the delicate balance of your current connection? What if, by speaking their truth, by laying bare their soul, they lose you entirely, pushing you away into an abyss of distance and silence? This fear, while not entirely unfamiliar in the landscape of human emotion, feels profoundly different, more personal, more invasive than any they have encountered before. It restricts their heart, binding it in a way that nothing else ever has. They have faced fear in other areas of their life, confronted challenges, and found ways to cope, to overcome. But this is deeper. This is the primal fear of emotional vulnerability, of baring their soul, their most tender truths, only to be met with the crushing silence of indifference or the stinging blow of rejection. They simply cannot bear the thought of your disappointment, or worse, the unbearable distance that might ensue. And so, they remain quiet, doing everything within their power, every waking moment, to hide the tumultuous ocean of their emotions. They suppress the longing, burying it beneath countless layers of routine, normalcy, and carefully constructed detachment. But no matter how deeply they try to conceal it, no matter how many masks they wear, the truth persists, an unyielding flame in the darkness. Their heart still calls out for you, a silent plea echoing in the chambers of their soul. Their soul still aches for connection, for a communion that transcends words. No act of denial, no matter how fervent, can truly silence the profound love they feel for you. It is important, therefore, for you to understand, deeply and unequivocally, that their silence is not, by any stretch of the imagination, a reflection of disinterest. On the contrary, it is precisely because you mean so much to them, because your presence holds such immense significance, that they are so terribly afraid. You are a light in their life, a guiding star in their darkest nights. You are someone who brings profound clarity during times of bewildering confusion and offers a steadfast, unwavering hope during moments of despair. You offer them comfort, a quiet solace, even without knowing the profound impact you have. They see you as someone profoundly special, a unique and irreplaceable soul who makes life brighter, simply by being in it. The thought of losing you, or even of changing the delicate nature of what you currently share, would feel akin to losing their way in the darkest, most impenetrable night, adrift and alone. They have likely gone to extraordinary lengths to hide their emotions, perhaps even adopting an air of indifference or detachment, all out of a desperate fear of revealing too much, of betraying the depth of their feelings. You may have, at times, questioned whether they care about you at all, but the truth, the beautiful, heartbreaking truth, is the exact opposite. They care too much. Their love runs so deep, so profoundly, that it terrifies them. Their own insecurities, those insidious whispers of unworthiness, make them doubt what they see so clearly and beautifully in you. But let there be no confusion, no lingering uncertainty. They long for you in every conceivable way. Their heart beats solely for you, a silent rhythm that echoes only your name, even if you have yet to hear its profound cadence. And you, beautiful, lovable, radiant soul that you are, may not even realize the immense power you hold in their life, the transformative impact you have had. From the very moment they first laid eyes on you, they were captivated, utterly spellbound. Every word you have uttered, every glance you have shared, every shared moment, no matter how fleeting, has only drawn them further under your irresistible spell. They see your inner beauty, the luminosity of your spirit, and your outer grace. They recognize your inherent worth, your undeniable brilliance. Their silence, then, is not a denial of their love, but rather a poignant symptom of their overwhelming fear. They dream, with a fervent intensity, of sharing a life with you, of intertwined paths, of shared days, and of honest, open hearts. But the fear of losing even the small, precious part of you they currently have is enough to keep them from stepping forward, from taking that terrifying, yet potentially life-altering, leap of faith. Your guardian angels, those benevolent beings who watch over your journey, want you to know this profound truth. They urge you to open your heart, gently and courageously, to the quiet, persistent love that surrounds you, a love that waits patiently for its moment to bloom. Love, when kept hidden, may indeed wither in silence, its vibrant colors fading into obscurity. But with patience, with understanding, and with the nurturing warmth of acceptance, it can also blossom into something truly extraordinary, a magnificent testament to the human spirit. This person, this soul who longs for you, is trying, in their own quiet, arduous way, to gather the immense strength required to confront their deepest fear and to step, however tentatively, toward the life they so desperately want with you. Be patient with them. Encourage them, not with demands, but with gentle understanding. Let them know, even subtly, through your words, your actions, your very presence, that they are safe with you, that your heart is a sanctuary. Create a space where honesty is not only welcome but celebrated, and where fear, that insidious intruder, is gently, lovingly eased away. Their love for you is not a fleeting crush, a transient emotion. It is deep, it is sincere, and it holds the power to be truly transformative. Let kindness be your compass, guiding your every interaction, rather than fear. Let openness create bridges between your souls, rather than erecting walls. Recognize the profound longing